All right, we're on.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, champ?
Not bad, not bad. How about yourself?
Um, I'm okay. I'm just a little annoyed.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and I said I wasn't on the stream. I'm just a little annoyed. I got your message, so I thought let's go live. Um, so yeah, what did you want to talk about? What we discussed?
Yeah, I guess we can talk about Blue Bloods live today. Well, I don't really go on Blue Bloods' channel too much. Um, so it was my first time uh really going on it like that, like for a whole live, and I didn't notice that he drags things out like that or what time was, but apparently it started at 4:30 Eastern. Wilder didn't come out till like 2 hour 2 what was it 2 hours later or something like that.
Yeah, it
The
took
Black Standard
forever.
Time. Yeah, it took
I,
forever.
I still got there. Like I got there when the show was an hour and a half into it.
Oh yeah, yeah, and you were still early. Yeah, I immediately went on. I saw it streaming. I said, "Man, fuck this! I'm gonna come back when it's on." So he finally came on 2 hours later, and nothing really new. But what I didn't like, I'm not a fan of. I mean, Michael did tell me behind the scenes maybe they are working something out. I hope so. But I do not want to see, Wilder versus the rest of the guys. There's only two fights out there, really. If you don't get those fights, what are we doing now? There's nothing else. There's really, I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I can't get our names under this. I don't know why, but it must be some StreamYard thing. With me, for one, that took far too long.
Yes.
Um, you can't be, milking it like that because people are gonna get pissed. Um,
Somebody warned me he does that. I won't say I'll tell you behind the scene who warned me, and he told me he unsubscribed from me. I'll tell you behind the scenes who it was. But he tells me that Blue Blood does that stuff. I didn't know.
okay, because that to me seems a bit like a way of bringing more fans in.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
parkour, don't worry about it. And it's not beef. They have a beef with me. It's the other way around. They have something. They have some gripe against me. I have no ill will towards them. All right, so don't worry about it. First of all, we couldn't even freaking hear it properly.
Yeah.
Um, what we heard wasn't new, but it was sort of new hearing other opponents being thrown in the mix, and I felt I don't know if it's me and how I'm feeling right now, but it feels like Wilder's sort of accepting the fact that it could not happen.
Yeah, I don't want him to accept that because the thing is he is 36 or he just turned 35, so he'll be 36 next year, and he was literally on the verge of just finishing two major fights. He just needed two more major fights and then he can leave because there's not much out there, right? So I cannot accept going back down and just fighting whoever. I couldn't do it. I don't want him to do it, and I don't want his fans to think it's okay for him to do that because he doesn't need the money. He knows he doesn't need the money.
Yeah, no, he knows he's got everything.
Listen, how about this? If I'm Wilder, you can come in with the shit gloves, just don't put anything in them. You can let them flop too, and I'll still beat you. It'll be like it was in the first fight. How about that? So you can come
Yeah,
in with just a little bit of a crutch. I'll pay me $1 because that's the only fight I don't want anybody else to like sit here and say that he doesn't need that fight. He really does. I'm sorry. He needs it because there isn't shit out there. He needs it. He needs it bad. If he wants to continue now, he needs it because I'm so tired of people saying that he'll get beat up again. No, he won't. He can beat this guy no problem if he's 100%. And everybody knows that. So why am I gonna move on, quote unquote, and fight these other guys? Andy Ruiz, I mean, fill in the blank for a PBC fighter, and they'll dig them up to fight him. But he doesn't want that fight either. But I don't like some of the people. I don't like some of the people coming in there and saying that, oh man, if you knock out Andy Ruiz, that'll be spectacular. No, that won't be. No, that won't be. I'm not interested in that fight. If I go to McDonald's and I don't want an Andy Ruiz burger, I want a Tyson Fury burger. Well, I'm gonna say, oh well, I'm here. I'm just gonna get a shit burger that I didn't want. I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna say, oh, just take what we have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just so frustrating, man. We can also talk about later on how Devin Haney, I think, is a fraud. We both agree. We can talk about that later on.
We can. Here's the thing, okay?
Yeah.
I'm a big Wilder fan, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna sit here and be a yes man to all these decisions. Like, yeah, that was whack, man. That was so whack. Like, and I hear Joseph Parker being put in the mix.
Not interested. Throw him out. Throw Usyk out. Throw Ruiz out. Throw Parker out. Throw fucking who else are they gonna dig up? Jarrell Miller out. Who else? Michael Hunter throw out? No.
Chisora, I heard.
Chisora throw that out. Why does he need to work back up? If he lost legitimately, that's fine.
Look, there's a lot of people that will say that Wilder's one of the dumbest, fighters ever, because he turned down all these offers from Joshua and this and that. But if this fight doesn't get made and he fights someone like the people you've listed, in that sense, he's very dumb. Because there's no point. There just isn't a point. There's so many arguments to why these fights shouldn't get made with Ruiz and all these other guys, because Ruiz is...
He's 35. Yeah, he's 35. He's still got it in him. Just a little bit, but time is running out. Time is running out. Yeah. And let's be honest, he's slowed down a bit.
Yeah,
not as explosive as he used to be.
The thing with me is, like, Ruiz got beat by Joshua, so people are going to use that as a way to say, well, if Wilder beats him, then it's his leftovers. If he fights Dillian Whyte, that's Joshua's leftovers as well, or he just lost to Povetkin. If he fights Povetkin, then that's one for Joshua. If it's Parker, then Joshua and Whyte beat him. The fight to make is with Fury, but the acceptance there. Well, if it doesn't get made, we go to court. Yes,
no, you can't move on because there isn't shit out there. Century Snooker, why do you think Wilder waited until the contract expired to release a video? He was silent for months. I think he may have given up on getting this fight. Is the issue? I think may have been. I think it could have been that it's just gonna go to court. He's gonna let it fight in court, and now he's like me and Watcher. It seems to me that he's expected it, he just gave up. Yeah, I know Fury has love handles and he can't do 10 dead hang pull-ups and he's fat as fuck. But the thing is, there's unfinished business there. We just need to deal with it. If I'm a fighter, that's the one thing I had to do in my life, I need to get that out of here. And people need to stop saying that, like, oh, Fury has his number. No, you don't have his number. If he had his number, why didn't he do what he did in the first fight? Everybody knows here that Fury has a house on the canvas, and he can be put down. He's not as good as people make him out to be, and he's not all that. So get off the gas.
I actually think he was better. I actually think he was better early in his career. I think he was better early in his career when he fought.
Yep.
Chisora, and all those guys. But I'm here talking with my hand on my head.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I just don't like the acceptance. The acceptance is
I'll fight
bullshit.
Fury for $1. I'll give you the $40 million purse. I don't need the money. I'll fight you for $1.
It's just dumb. And you gotta understand, like, I don't criticize Wilder much, but like you never really hear me criticize, but dude, the guy's like had so many fucking injuries throughout his career. If he tries to fight all these other fights, it's just too much wear and tear. Like you just gotta destroy yourself. You
Yeah,
need, you just need a, um, you just need the fight, dude. You need this fight, and with everything around it, you, it's like you've got to get this chapter out the way. You
it
have
has
to.
to be. Yeah, that's it. It has to be. Let me talk to Century Snooker. Fury had 3 years out of the ring and still did that to Wilder. Did what? Somebody who was literally dragging his leg, who had no resistance. I mean, put my brother in there, he would at least throw him back. Wilder literally could not do anything in there for some reason. And Fury
Yeah,
got
baby
him.
ting. Sorry,
Century
baby ting. You haven't been here
got in there,
forever.
you would have hit him with something. So stop
Never,
making this about Fury. Fury didn't do anything. Literally, Wilder couldn't move for some reason. God knows why.
never a hater, brother. Just the truth speaking. I mean, I blocked you because you were talking crap. Your boy got knocked out by Povetkin, but you know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, baby ting. I'll give you
At least
the.
White, yeah, White was. I think that was one one big punch. White was because he was terrified of Fury. Let's be real. Century Snooker, how about you get in there with Fury? I bet you won't be terrified of him either. Nobody's terrified of Fury. Stop
No.
the cap. Stop the cap. Nobody's terrified of this guy. And White was actually doing good before he got knocked out. And I do pick him for the rematch. You know,
Mm. As much shit as I say about White, I would think he'll do it.
yeah, he put him down 2 times. He could have cleaned him out. I think he just got caught with a big shot. Yeah, he has a lot of deficiencies, but Wilder has a lot of deficiencies. It's he got caught with a big shot. He'll come back. It's fine. But we're
Um,
talking about somebody who couldn't even move in the ring.
Look, man, don't even. It's not even. You guys don't know what you're talking about. Look, I'm not gonna really address it, but the whole contract expiring thing is bullshit. Fury did an interview 2 hours ago saying that he accepted the date for December 19th. So clearly both parties agreed. For some reason, it's not happening. I mean, Canelo's fighting on that day. Good luck for Fury and Wilder um getting the fight then. I'm sorry, dude. It's just not gonna happen. Wilder's saying now, like, it just sounds like he's accepted it already. I'm sorry. I know Michael. Maybe I don't know how Michael feels about it. I got to get Michael on the show here as well. So if you can get in contact with him,
Yeah, I think
Tyrone.
he's in a bar now. But he was telling me that.
That doesn't even have to be now. Just any other time. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, definitely you'll hear from him this week or something. But what's his name? Shit. Yeah, he was telling me that things may not be as they appear. So there might be stuff going down, you know, behind the scenes. So that's some hope there. But
okay.
from what I hear, this stuff about fighting these other guys, no. Let's be real here. I'm not gonna just, catch your taxi and say we're gonna go in anywhere. Like if you go in an Uber, they're gonna say, "Well, I can't get you that place, but I can take you somewhere else." No, I want it. Then I'm getting out the Uber. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why am I gonna go? He's done well for a club fighter. I give him that. Um, uh, you really can't say he's a club fighter if he's a WBC champion. You can say he fights like a club fighter. Uh, uh,
Fuck's sake.
I mean, he's an Olympic bronze medalist. I mean, I can see where you're saying he has deficiencies, if you mean that, which is fine. But I just really don't like. Listen, you guys, if I can come over the aisle and say that White was doing fine, why can't you give Wilder the credit? What's so scary about Fury?
Let's hold on. I want to see this last comment.
Well, why is Wilder talking about new opponents if he's at?
Yeah, but
That's the thing,
baby
baby
ting.
ting. That's the thing, baby ting.
Fury was talking about Agit Cabell and all these guys. So keep that same energy for Fury
Yes,
because
baby ting says something pretty good here. Maybe Wilder wanted it, but his team didn't. That's also another problem. And I got in trouble for saying this.
from who?
Just people in general. When I first got into Laws's channel, I was talking about what the PVC does sometimes with this Al Heyman. We treat Al Heyman like a god. Most of us don't even know who he is. I don't even know who Al Heyman is. And I think I think fighters underestimate their intelligence sometimes. You know, a lot like real Century Snooker, be real, man. Nigga can't punch. Sorry, 6'9", 275. Century Snooker, if somebody paid you 10K, you would get in there with him without even a thought about it. Fury is not as good as people make him say he is. But the thing is, they let too many people in their team to do stuff for them. Instead of saying, I want this, point blank. If I don't get this, you guys are gone.
That's what I've always thought about his team. Like, I don't have any, like, dislike. I just feel like Shelly and, like, I feel like
How?
Al. This is my image of Al, okay, when they go into a meeting. Okay, they sit down in the room in this nice office, okay, and Al puts up some papers and he's like, right,
Right.
this is how it is. This is the situation. And these are the opponents that maybe you can pick from. Maybe we can do this for you, or we could do this for you. But I think as your advisor, you shouldn't do this. Now, I'm going to say this about Wilder. Wilder says he's his own boss, and I agree with that in terms of him getting the most money he can possibly make. However, from his decision making, I don't think he's the boss all the time. I highly believe Al, because Al, he gets Wilder paid very well, but Al's just that guy that just is in his ear. Not all the time. I'm not like these other people who say, oh, Wilder's pen is missing and all this. No, I'm just saying, like, that is reasonable, what Baby Ting said. That's a very
Yeah,
reasonable.
I think it's very reasonable. I think it's very reasonable because there's too much advising going on, man. It wouldn't work for somebody like me. I'm too, you know, I'm too, I'm not tooting my own horn, but it just wouldn't work. I wouldn't be advised like that. I would literally think about getting an MBA or something, before I actually go into the boxing or whatever. Nobody's going to tell me about contracts. I'm just going to try to, like, as best as I can, do my research, like myself. What do you mean? Stop, Parker. Fury moved on because Fury goes in. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place.
Hold on. You don't have to read it. Young Merv, salute, man.
What's going on?
How does the contract expire when Bob Aaron tried to move the date back? Not Wilder. Young Merv, they agreed to the dates, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But look,
this was a life and death fight. He needed that like it was air. I really can't stress that enough, man. I really can't stress that enough. There's nobody on PBC's side of note that's as big as that fight with that cheater. I'm sorry. I'm not saying he has to beg or nothing. Don't beg for that. Don't beg for anything. But literally try everything you can and force it in court, like he said he's going to force it in court. Or just say point blank to Al Heyman, say, Al Heyman, if you can't get me this Fury fight, I'm not fighting. Because I need that fight. There's nothing out here for me.
I can't think of a single name.
No, nobody.
I can't say Joshua because he's too tied up with his obligations. He's just too tied up.
Yeah, and Joshua and Fury are going to go ahead and do their thing.
I'm not against that. I'm not against that fight. I'm only against it when there's a man that is contracted for a trilogy. But right now, dude, like, with what I've been told, and like I know Mike said, not everything is what it seems. I'm just saying, like, right now, I'm gonna talk about it, and it's just not looking great. In all honesty, I just think he needs his third fight. He fucking needs it. He needs to close the chapter. You need to go in there and knock this guy out. And the people around you, I don't know, man. They just seem like they're not gonna fucking help you. Because when Shelley Finkel says it's done, is it done?
That's in all time.
Why are people even talking about Mark? I don't give a fuck about Mark.
I don't even care about those stuff. I just care about getting that fight in and doing what he need to do. Listen, if Wilder was 100% and he got pity-patted to decision, you wouldn't hear me say a word. I wouldn't even say he was running. I wouldn't even say that because it's very, like it's very possible. Not even possible. Like that is expected. I thought Fury won by a point the first fight. I mean, it's not something out of nowhere. But the way it went down in the second fight, and it looked like Wilder wasn't even there mentally, and then all of a sudden he can't even get a chance to get that one back. That's the bad thing. He can't even get that one back.
Let me just put something in the chat, because I do want some of you sheep to see what Mr. Fury has said. And you know what? In that live stream today, lots of delusion in the comments, or sorry, in the chat. Lots of delusion. Lots of it.
Mm.
Too much fanboyism. Sorry, I have to say it. Greatest of all time talk and this and that. Fuck all that. Be real with it. Yeah, young move, I agree. Just investigate.
Yeah, do one, then we're done. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It has
100%.
to be in the ring. It has to be a third fight, and both parties have to be 100%. You need that rubber match. We need it. We need it like everything. If I'm the fighter and I know that happened to me, and Al and everybody else around me, I don't feel they're doing their best, they're gone. Al Foul player told me that a couple of weeks ago. I was like, but now I think that might be the case. Me and you are thinking that's the case. If they're not pushing as hard as they can, if it's about money, literally just say, you know what? If you guys aren't gonna get me this fight, fuck it. I'm gonna fire you guys. I'm not gonna fight because I need that one. I need it. Everybody knows I need that because there's nobody out here for me to fight that will get me back what I need.
I just don't like these.
Look, just calm down, guys. It's hard to calm down because it's ridiculous. Tyrone, you're saying we need the third fight. Wilder isn't ready. He waited until the contract expired to release a video. Explain. Wilder needs the third fight. I need to see the third fight because the thing is, for me, I don't think Wilder was 100% in the second fight. Obviously. I mean, if Decaf's next to me can say the guy was dragging his feet and he looked off, and I look at the fight and said, oh, he's not even there. How many punches was Wilder really throwing? Has anybody seen him look that badly? Honestly. It's weird. No, it's not time to move on, baby thing, because Fury can. He can go back and fight whoever. Nobody will ask him about that. But Wilder, he needs it.
Let me see this chat for a second. You know what? Investigate or get the fight done. Yeah, I agree with part of that. I mean,
yeah.
Fury's saying, hold on, I'm just gonna play something. Hold on, because I need to
No, he didn't, Century Snooker. No, he didn't. He was moving around. Go back and watch that fight. Yeah, he was getting beat like he usually does when it comes to rounds, but at least he could get a punch off and he was moving around. Did he move around in the second Fury fight? Barely. He was stuck. He literally threw a right punch to the body and stumbled over air. Yes,
yeah.
no, watcher.
Fuck it. Hold on a minute. I just think that well, Fury said, this is what Fury said. Okay, hold on a sec.
Yeah.
Where the hell is it? It's here. It's not here. There it is. Okay, hold on. Just let me put it up. Let's go to the 5-minute mark of this video. You know what? Thank God for people like
That's why Century. Deontay looked like he was waiting on. Yeah, Deontay looked. I mean, I didn't look amazing in the Ortiz 2 fight, but I'm talking about physically, right? Young Merv is on it, man. Deontay was being kind of patient in there. Yeah, he was losing rounds as usual. That's normal for him. That's fine. And then he got the punch, but at least he was moving around the ring. And Ortiz hit him with bigger shots than he got hit with in the Fury fight, but he didn't go down. He barely moved. All of a sudden in the Fury fight, he's stumbling over himself and he can't see straight and he can't punch anything. Let's be real.
It's either
yes, Snooker. Yeah, I had Ortiz. I had Ortiz up, but that's a regular Wilder fight. Fury 2, Wilder Fury 2 was not a regular Wilder fight. It's obvious. I'm sorry for cutting you off, dude. I'm so sorry.
No, don't worry. You don't need to apologize, man. All right, let's before I play the video, let's be clear. Right now, it's either Fury or it's Anthony Joshua.
Yeah,
it's
or
no one else.
Yeah.
It can't be anyone else. And it can't be anyone else because half those people have avoided him anyway. Yeah. So why they gotta take it now? Because yeah, I'm playing this. Just let's all listen. It won't be long.
It's over. Deontay Wilder as
Hold on a sec. I gotta go back a bit.
Well, I agree to every date they set. Every date that was mentioned. I agreed to, but
No.
It's not worth me looking at it now. It's over. Deontay Wilder has. I just tried to bring my character down with the bullshit he said. So if I was like the rest of the world, I'd probably sue him for defamation of character for about 100 million. But considering I'm not really interested in doing that type of thing, yeah. So he'll never get a shot at me now. Finished. He'll never. For what he said. Listen, losing's one thing. Everybody can lose to a better man than I, but to come out with the amount of BS that he's come out with over the last 8 months, and he's conveniently waited until the contract's expired before he's even opened his mouth for the last 8 months. So yeah, he's ridiculous, and I don't even want to give him any airtime. So that's it. Bummer.
All right, now that's not all of it, but what do you make of that?
I mean, that's exactly what he would say if he's in the position he is now. You know,
I admire the poker face. I do.
yeah,
You know, he's you know what? Lying is like one of his superpowers.
yeah, he's pretty good at that.
He is, but his body language to me just told it all. He talked about the defamation, and
He can barely pronounce the word defamation.
Yeah, I mean, for 100 million, my friend, maybe it might happen to you, because here's the thing, right? If he's found guilty in court for cheating and he gets sued, I'll be satisfied with the fact that we got someone like that punished, but I'm still not going to be happy because the third fight is the sticking point.
I have to fight him no matter what, outside, in the bedroom, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the backyard, wherever. I just need a chance to give it 100%, and he's 100%, and we go all in. That's all I'm talking about. Century Snooker, I don't know why you're still on this narrative. Like, you've been watching too much Hatman Strikes Back and Ultra Tech and all these guys who know nothing about boxing, who are really just security guards during the day. Yes, I said their name. I'm sorry.
It does nothing to simply say it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. Fury was too much for him. Wilder landed his bench. So all of a sudden, Wilder landed his best punch in the rematch, and Fury couldn't go down. But Wilder said he barely touched him in the 9th round of the first fight, and the guy went down like a sack of bricks. So what was it? Did he get tougher, Fury? No. Wilder had nothing on that punch. He couldn't even move his right leg.
That was an arm punch. He swung that. Every punch was like, you know, when you like throw a punch with your arm and like you feel like you've pulled something almost like that. His arm punching is like, it's like a whip, boom, over the top, but it takes too much effort. No legs at all.
I don't know why this Century Snooker nigga is still on Tyson Fury's dick. Like, this is crazy. He's still on him, man.
I'm annoyed, dude. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm fucking annoyed. I'm just annoyed about this whole thing. I'm just annoyed about how everything is panned out today. Just on the platform it was on, the people, just fucking, god damn it, dude.
I don't know why people think that Tyson Fury is just so dominant. He couldn't do anything with him in the first fight. He was on the canvas all over the place in the first fight. So all of a sudden, how have you seen a rematch turn like that so quickly? I do agree with you, Century Snooker, that he did. I felt Wilder's team try to cherry pick him that first fight. But Fury was in better shape in the first fight than he was in the second. He had to go in the weigh-in with a shirt on.
You know what? I'm starting to remember what Stormy said. Stormy B, man.
Yeah.
Where he said he means black fighters. He said that they need to just create their own fucking thing.
They might need to, but
without all these other fucking people around them.
Yeah.
Let me just read this. Yeah, it's all right, young Merv. I mean, you can speak on that, obviously.
No, that's fine. Yeah, bring it up because that's definitely part of the issue that of what's going on. Like these guys. I mean, Stormy B Man talked about it last week. They literally dug up Larry Merchant. He waited 30 years to have his revenge.
You remember when Hopkins was getting interviewed by
Yep.
him?
Yep.
And
After he fought some European guy, and then he said, "I'm like every other working class citizen in America."
But there was the one he did a few with interviews with Larry, but he did the one with like where he said, "Don't be so ignorant, Larry."
Yeah, ignorant.
About all that. I don't know, man. At this point, it's just a fucking mess. It really is. I'm just like, I'm not. I'm not pleased. They're just accepting not taking this third fight, man. As of right now, I'm just gonna have to like, from what I've heard,
I don't
I
accept.
don't give a fuck what Fury even says now because he just talks shit and he lies.
Yeah, he's good at that.
This is bad, bro, for the sport too. Yeah, it is bad because like, what if they can't even? Let's just say it doesn't even go to court. Like, what if it doesn't even go to the court? Like, what if they don't even investigate? What if he tries and they just reject it somehow?
Baby Ting and Century Snooker. If Fury were to pity pat him to a decision,
Can we time them out, please, mods? Can we time them out for a little bit?
I mean, I don't mind them here because I think we can kind of change their mentality a little bit.
All right, then don't
Agree
time
on
them
some
out.
things.
Don't time them out. Probably too late.
No, keep them up. I think we can bring them over. We can bring Century Snooker. I think Baby Ting, we share a lot of things. You know, Century Snooker, we can bring you over to my side a little bit. He said bias. Well, we're going to get you on our side just a little bit to think about things logically. Why do you believe Tyson Fury, who looks like the Michelin Man or Frosty the Snowman, can do the stuff he's said to have done? Right.
Okay, thanks, Young. That's okay. You're trying not to do it.
I think we can bring them over to our side a little bit. Just think about it. Now, if you say Joshua could beat Wilder, I'm fine with that. All of these things. Don't disagree with Wilder narrative or you get timed out. Well, I'm trying to help you, not to
There's
time
no
you out.
narrative, no.
I'm
There's no narrative.
trying to get you to think about things logically. Don't listen to what you hear back home or what you see on YouTube and some of these other channels. Think about what happened in the second fight. Think about how Wilder looked off. Think about all of these different things. And what's killing me is he's not going to get that opportunity again, it seems like. And that's what's really, really annoying me because I know if Wilder sat down, I think he would fight him for $1. I just don't know if the team is doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're talking about money. Bob Arum 2, ESPN 2, they're playing the game. They're the ones who came December 19th, start complaining about college football, all of this, trying to drag it out. I think it takes somebody serious said, listen here, we need to get this fight done no matter what. No matter what. You see, Century Snooker, we agree with something, right? We agree. You know, we can build off of that.
What's up, Mr. Shelton?
What's going on, Mr. Sheldon? Young Merv, the cut man.
Hey, Mr. Shelton, I'm glad you didn't time me out like the other fucking childish person did today on the stream. They can come and answer to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff going on. I think it's I've heard about Friendly Fire, man.
No, it's not Friendly Fire. It's one individual that was doing it, but we won't name them. Keep going. Oh, fuck me. Oh, he did it. All right.
No.
Again.
Century Snooker, you're fine. We're gonna get you right. We're gonna get you thinking like us. We're gonna get you in a good state of mind. Baby Ting too. We're gonna get you in a good state of mind. Young Merv the Cut Man is right. There is a race component here. There's definitely a race component. But I've said several times, Fury does have the ability, and he can. Like I said, the first fight, I felt the first fight was the best. What was it? Best depiction of a normal Wilder Fury fight. Even
Yeah.
with Fury with the gloves, I don't care. Give Fury that crutch. Fine. Give him the crutch. Not the egg weight stuff, of course, but with the floppy gloves. Okay, give him that crutch. Even with that, I think that's the best depiction. Wilder's got used, brainwashed. No, he don't. Eddie Hearn's got you brainwashed. We're trying to get you right, Century Snooker. Just give it a chance. Just give us a chance. You know, I'm trying to be nice to you. I want to give you a chance. Yes, Mr. Shelton. Fury cheated the first time too, definitely. And even in that fight, it seemed very, you know what I mean? He was doing the pity pat, he was outboxing him, he was getting dropped, all that stuff. That all seems very possible. You know, that all seems like a normal fight, how that would happen, right? Best of their abilities. Of course, not neither side, you know, is gonna, you know, Fury just lost weight and Wilder had surgery or whatever, which is fine. But you don't really see devastating performances. The only way I could see a devastating performance would be more from Wilder if he lands that punch, of course, right? But other than that, it seems very characteristic. You know what I mean? That first fight I felt was a good character thing. How the fight usually goes.
I actually picked Fury to win the first time, which
I picked Wilder. I was shocked about how hard it was for him, but then I sat down and say, you know what? Okay, yeah, like I can see it. When I actually just sat down and watched tape, I was just kind of probably too fanboying, but
no,
you accept that Fury walked Wilder down and bashed him up. I cannot, no, because literally he threw no punches back. He's fought like that against lower opposition. Century Snooker, just please open your eyes one day, just one day, maybe.
I was watching Ortiz Wilder last night, the first fight, and Wilder for the first 4 rounds was on his back foot heavy. And I don't want people telling me that Fury used the feints and this level stuff. It's not, because Ortiz was doing his own thing, you know, trying to cut the distance, and he's not even really a pressure fighter. He's a counterpuncher by nature. But Wilder was on the back foot. You've seen his fights. He's been on his back foot for the majority, except his early fights because they've ended so quickly. But in that second fight, there was no resistance. There was no
resistance. Even Snooker said it. There was no resistance. There was no resistance. Snooker, please don't. You know, let's not insult. Yeah, please don't insult Mr. Shelton. Mr. Shelton's a stand-up dude. You know, let's not use insults. You know, let's be respectful on here. I'm sorry, I'm like micromanaging your channel. Like, it's your thing. I shouldn't do that. But
yeah, it's all right, man. It's cool.
Century Snooker, please be respectful. I think we can get you right. I think we can get you to open up your mind. You know, Fury is not the god people make him out to be. He isn't.
Hey, Coach Chris, how you doing?
Yep. Yeah, Mr. Shelton. Yeah, they know Fury cheated.
What a stand-up guy Coach Chris is. I saw him on BWTM Sports. Fantastic interview.
Yeah, I was talking about Coach Chris to you the other day. I was like, he's thinking the same way we're thinking, right? We know even BWTM, Fury just looked so off in that fight. I mean, Wilder looked so off. It was it was ridiculous. Like, he couldn't even move. He couldn't throw anything on his punches. I was shocked.
Coach, I can't get you on today. You can be in the chat, obviously, but I got work later. Yeah, and I agreed with you, Tyrone. On that. Who else just joined? Someone else just joined. No, but look, Fury is a fraud. Look, right now, yes, he's a fraud, dude. I see knuckles, man. I see a knuckle in the first fight and in the second. And I don't even have the conversation with people anymore. We'll link up later, bro. That's cool. Yeah, for sure, man. Because my thing is, if you can't see that, I can't converse with you. And that's why I've stopped talking about that. Because it's like, I've put it out so many times that it's like, just forget it. Like, people want to believe. They think I don't see what I see. So forget it. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, right now we're talking about this situation because it's just disappointing to hear.
Yeah, very, very disappointing. I mean, we're Wilder fans, and we want Wilder to get his belt and everything like that. But that fight with Fury, like you were saying, Watcher, he needs to close that chapter. He needs it, and the team needs to do it. We need it like crazy, man. We really need that fight.
Look, it's not just on Wilder's end, right?
Yeah,
Because Fury needs to knock him out. If the third fight happens, he needs to raise that, and he needs to knock him out. He can't win by points because he's got to prove that last time wasn't a fluke. Exactly, Coach Chris. You good, Tyrone?
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay. But I don't like this talk of Parker and where did that name come from?
I don't even want to think about it. If I know that's the guy I need to fight, if you know that's the guy I need to fight, if Fury, he's a cheater, he's fat as fuck, Michelin man, everything like that. Yes. He's all that. He's all negative. He's all that. But he has what's mine, and he stole it. I need to get that one back, man. It's like you're playing basketball or a game of video game, whatever it is. You play 20, you play it at 16, and you lost on some BS. You're not gonna play another game. Say, oh well, I'm just gonna move on. If you feel like you got cheated, then I'm gonna get it back.
I'll be real. I was more hurt as a fan when Roy got knocked smooth out by Tava.
Yeah.
The cheating with gloves is complete BS. Yeah. Let me just see what Young Merv put, because I'm always nice to you guys, bro. I could go in, but I don't because I respect Watcher. That's okay, Young Merv. That's all right. I appreciate that.
And I think we can kind of transform them. Me and Baby Ting and Century Snooker, we kind of agreed on a little bit of stuff. I think that's a start. I want them to use their minds to think about things logically and open different things up to possibilities. Don't just be afraid of things you don't understand or you just don't agree with because people don't agree with. Maybe you do agree with them in your heart or your eyes, but that doesn't mean you should throw those things away. If you see something obviously that's wrong, just because other people refuse to believe it doesn't mean you have to too. Right?
Yep. Look, far out. I'll tell you what, dude. If this doesn't work out, I might not pay attention to the division for a while.
Yeah, I see a lot of
I'm seeing Spence Garcia promo, and I'm like, maybe I should just pay attention to that.
Maybe, yeah.
Thank you. Just to flat out deny and then call us delusional.
Yeah,
I assume he's talking about the trolls, because I'm not saying that, obviously.
Thing is, after this Wilder thing, I used to be I'll just flat out deny things, but literally in this world, anything can happen now, man. You can't just flat out deny everything as a possibility. They'll deny even things that are obvious in front of your face. They'll just straight deny it.
I've been doing my research, and I saw a Margarito fight.
Yeah, everybody believed Soto when he said it, so why don't people believe Wilder?
Yeah, exactly. You've been saying that, which is a great point. And he fought Margarito fought Sebastian Luyan. You know the Argentinian?
No, I just know Sebastian. Not Sebastian, but Sergio Martinez. That's it.
Okay. Well, this guy Sebastian Luyan, very tough man. He fought Margarito, and he had a cut on his ear, blood everywhere.
Wow.
And I thought, Wilder's got a cut in his ear.
Yeah.
Because you can't. The only instances where I've seen someone get cut on the, I'm going to save this for another time. I'll save that for another time.
Century Snooker, it's not my channel. It's up to Watcher, but I know for me, I think we can get you on our side. We can get you with us. I know you see the things we see. You have the same eyes we do. Just open up your mind a little bit and think about it. I do agree with you that if, Fury can outbox Wilder, yes, and he could win a decision like that, which is definitely normal. But what happened in that second fight wasn't normal, is what I'm saying. You know, I'm
Um,
okay with you guys. I believe in Baby Ting and Century Snooker. Come on our side. You know, open your minds a little bit. You'll agree. We'll take it step by step.
I just think that these other fights are just I appreciate what you're doing here, Tyrone, as well. Look, dude, I'm not even really like a full-on LDBC page. I support them. I'm associated with them. But
Uh-huh.
I'm me.
Yeah.
You know, this is Watcher. This is the
Yeah.
channel of Watcher. Um, I don't agree with everything the LDBC say, okay? A lot of times I've said some very wrong things, and a lot of times I feel like, oh, what? But that doesn't mean it's the same with other communities on YouTube,
Uh-huh.
okay? I'm just saying, like, people want to redirect so much shit. Like, if you bring up the contract, people want to bring up Mark Breland. If you want to bring up this, they bring up something else. There's always diversion. No one can make a consistent argument. They just want to go from A to frickin' M to frickin' R to frickin'
Yeah.
Z, just everywhere.
Yeah.
Let me just see this.
Century Snooker, what do you think about AJ versus Ruiz? Would you say that AJ got smashed? I just want to hear your opinion on it.
I don't know if you've. I was going to be on Drew Titan's show, but it didn't work out. I was banging on about it, but Stormy was on there.
Okay.
And he just made some gold points on that show. And remember when we were on Loz's channel?
Yeah,
a couple days ago? That was a mess.
Yeah, we had that Edge Note guy, or I forgot his name.
Edge Note TV.
Yeah, Edge. Yeah, Edge. You know, I feel like we can cross the aisle with these guys. We just need to one by one. I don't know why they're so dismissive of everything. They're just dismissive of everything. Even the evidence they see, they're just dismissive of it. And to be honest, I felt it was more of what Wilder didn't do than it was about the cheating. I feel even at 100%, he would have been able to make something happen if he was 100%, even with all that cheating. Because he was able to do some stuff in the first fight, right? But literally, he was coming there just dragging and dragging and dragging. Century Snooker, I asked you a question. Did you feel AJ got smashed? Think about the fight. What's that, Coach Chris? If you can elaborate on that, that'd be cool.
Hold on a minute. What is this link you've sent me? Look, dude, I don't care what he says about Wilder, man. I don't care at all. I don't care, man.
Mhm.
That guy's just a fool. I don't support him much now after that.
Wait, who said that? Or you can tell me that.
It's on the link that Master put. I don't care about what he's got to say, man. That guy's an idiot. Seriously, he should just shut his mouth.
Joshua quit versus Ruiz in the first fight. Yes, would you say he was smashed? Did you feel he felt off? He looked kind of off in that fight as well, but he has a different mentality to Wilder. He can accept defeat. Accept defeat.
Oh, hold on. Let me just see this. Yes, Coach Chris. Yep.
If Wilder came back,
yeah,
go ahead.
Dude, do you know when you get someone in a guillotine hold like that, you could put them out. Like I watched the UFC.
Yeah.
Those moves are incredibly dangerous. People get choked out, and the ref can't even hold them up when they fall, like from a standing guillotine sometimes. The rabbit punches, the fucking hammer fisting on the neck. Like,
yeah.
But I noticed that when I was watching the fight. I thought, come on, ref. Get in there.
Even with all that, I really feel if Wilder was really, at where he needed to be 100%, actually putting up resistance, he would have been able to make something happen. He's done it. He's done it before. He did it in the first fight.
He did it with Ortiz.
He did it with Ortiz. Well, Ortiz was he wasn't fighting dirty, though. Ortiz was fine, but Ortiz hurt him worse than that. And a lot of people could have stopped that, sort of stopped it. If it wasn't a title fight, they would have stopped it, or could have stopped it if it wasn't a title fight. But still, he came back. Not his best performance at all. Probably one of his, worst ones, honestly. But he was still able to make something happen. Same thing in the Fury fight. Fury 1 fight, he was able to make it happen. So, he came in the Fury 2 fight, and he had nothing in the tank. He was, already gone. after the first bell, and he was barely touched. It was just crazy. At least Century Snooker agrees that Wilder looked really, really off. He has a different mentality to Wilder. He can accept defeat. No, I don't think he really accepted defeat. He called it a lucky punch from the gods, right?
Hold on a minute. Let me just bring up something real quickly. I think you'll all enjoy this. Hold on a second. Don't worry, you're gonna love this. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You're gonna love this. All right.
He's a good fighter.
He beat you?
Yeah, by a lucky punch. By a punch that was sent by the gods.
You took a big left hook on the head. Were you concussed?
I don't know what concussion is, but for sure after the fight I didn't know what round it was. So in that case, I'm just shocked it took Ruiz, I think, another 4 rounds to get me out of there. Because let me concuss Ruiz, he ain't getting back up.
Oh, no, he got back up.
Yeah. So if he felt like that was a one big punch, and it kind of looked like it, because he was winning up until that point, then, that's his opinion. I don't feel bad. So why don't you let Wilder have his opinion? Not even opinion, but some of his facts there with the cheating and all of that stuff.
AJ is a clean fight. I love AJ, man. Sometimes it doesn't come across that I do, but he's great. If he ends up fighting Fury, I fear for him in terms of what Fury might try to do to get an edge. I've seen freaking fat people get in the ring on PEDs, man. Salute Black Star.
Yeah, fat P. Yeah, if Fury gets in there on, if Joshua came back and beat Ruiz, Wilder on the other end he didn't blame his costume. He says his coach spiked his Wilder. Well, that let him say that. How is that out of the realm of possibility? And
see, that's why I say
some of us know there were problems with Breland before this fight. Believe me, for a while.
No, don't just think this fight was. I heard Wilder on the interview. He said
there was stuff
times where Mark thought he'd get fired.
Yeah, you said he kept running around talking about they're gonna cut my check, and that's just one thing. That Breland,
dude, you're turning up late. You're turning up late to training, though.
That's another thing. And there were more stuff behind that, even like in the start of their career. And it takes a lot from somebody like Jay Diaz, who could have said, no, I didn't want a co-trainer. I don't want a co-trainer.
I care about all that at the end of the day, dude. Like, that's just some bullshit way to try to divert the conversation.
Yeah. Here, but it's true. Yeah. Well, Ruiz, and at least AJ immediately got that one back. And at least Eddie Hearn performed to get that one back. What did Eddie Hearn say to me when he came in the ring? Rematch. It's on everybody's mind, right? If you're on top and you felt you lost on some BS, you're going to want that one back like crazy. And they fought like hell because for them, even Matchroom needed it, right? If AJ didn't have that fight, what would have happened? There was no way he wasn't going to get that fight. Yeah, Coach Chris, definitely. Yep, young Merv the Cut Man. Y'all asked for Wilder to get another team years ago. Now it's a problem.
What concern is it to people? It doesn't matter. But what Coach Chris just said about that, because Fanon brought that up as well. Why the fuck would anyone say that? Why the fuck? I've never heard other coaches say that about other
young Merv the Cut Man. So let Wilder do his
just speak up, man. You gotta say it, man. I want the third fight. I want it. I want it bad. I don't know how much more clear he can be.
I think Baby Ting said something. What did he say? He said he really wanted that, but I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with the Shelly Finkel and all of these guys. Maybe they have something playing behind the scenes. That's what what's his name?
Hey, did Mike text you that?
No, he called me. Or I called him actually, and he told me there might be stuff behind the scenes.
Did he say it like this? Like what's this? You know how we imitate them sometimes? He's like, Well, Tyrone.
Like this. I'll put it to you like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, there's hope. But
It's not what it seems like.
yeah, it's not what it seems like. He said we're out. What did he? He said, trying to think what he said. We're out on the street, but we don't really know what's going on in the barn. Some analogy like that, and I was like, man, maybe there's hope. He's right.
Mike can convince you. He's good like that.
You know, no big fights. Okay, championship fights. Yeah, I don't see what some of this done. Ex-world champion, elliptical middle spike his own fighter water. You can't take anything out of the realm of possibility. They were having problems before this fight. Before the fight, even before the first fight. For a while, these guys have been having issues. We don't know the extent of it, but we've heard bits and pieces. You know, I mean, Century Snooker. And Wilder said it the best, right? He said, listen, how do you go do a job and you do the wrong thing and not expect to get fired? No matter even if it was morally, quote unquote, right, whatever it is, you were told not to do it, you can get fired. I mean, just like, yeah, Tay Jones even said there were issues. Yep, young Murder. I mean, there was a lot of problems going on there behind the scenes with Breland. I'll also put it to you like this. I mean, they had to fly Breland out like a sparring partner. Everybody else lives in Alabama. The team does.
Everyone's driving in. Everyone's got their own hotel.
Yep. Everybody is there.
I'm sure Mark can fucking afford it. Come on.
Yeah. So,
you know, I know Wilder's rich and he can pay for things, but, you know, come on.
I was kind of like that a little bit at first, Century Snooker, but Watcher broke it down for me about Malik Scott. Malik might be a good young trainer. Who knows?
A very sensitive man as well. That's
yes, Coach Chris. My friend was like the same thing. My friend said this. He's a complete decaf, and I'm sitting down. It was the second round. He said, "Dude, why does Wilder's eyes look like they're coming out of his head?" I said, "Yeah, he kind of looks like a deer in the headlights."
Just when he took it off, I thought like he was looking up, and he looked right at the camera. I don't know if you remember the bit, and I thought. Like when you're watching a fight, your adrenaline is up, especially when it's someone you're a fan of. Like your fucking heart is racing.
You know, that's kind of weird because we're worrying about grown men. But
no, it's weird.
I'll tell you this. I told you can ask Laws this. I woke up in a sweat the night before the fight. I know Century Snooker and Baby Ting, you guys are gonna laugh at me for being a super fanboy, but in a sweat. Because I felt something was going to go down. The night before, the morning of the fight, I woke up in a sweat. And I told Laws this. And he was like, yeah, something might go down. You know, it's kind of weird because I'm worrying about a grown man who I don't know. And he doesn't know me, dreaming about him. Sorry I put it to you like that. Very weird, but it turned out to be true.
Oh, man, crazy, isn't it? That's fine, man. Like, dude, I've been
Coach Chris, exactly.
I've been just freaking so nervous for fights, and that one, like I was in a bar watching that, surrounded by Irish, and like I don't drink anyway, but obviously they were going for Fury, and
yeah,
I looked at Wilder at the camera, and I'm like, wow, right, he looks intense.
Yeah,
it's like he's trying to be intense almost.
Yeah.
And then the stare down, like he was there first rubbing his eyes, and then Fury just like was really staring him down, and Wilder just like looked like it was death. Like, it looked like death was staring, and he just his jaw. He was trying to like shake his jaw out, like you know when you open your mouth really wide and. You know, the sides of your jaw buckle a bit. I thought, dude, I'm like, wow, like, is he ready to go? Or like, is he gonna, I don't know what's gonna happen. I thought, geez. And then Fury just runs across that freaking ring and what happened with some really weird shit.
Yeah. Young Merv the Cut, man. He was asleep during the fight. Before theirs, did you notice that? Yeah, I saw him laying down. Why do you think Fury is great? Like, I've never believed in this guy from like he's not that good. I mean, he's a moving heavyweight, and people say he's big and slick. I can get any BFN, big for nothing dudes, literally down the street, who's like 6'8" and moves just like that. We all know people in high school or when we were kids or school, whatever, and we saw that, oh wow, you're tall, and they're like, I am, and then you see them pick up a ball or whatever, they just are horrible at sports.
I just like. Oh, let me see this for a sec. I set that man up. It seemed like it.
We need to get it finished, Parkour Master and Century Snooker and Baby Ting. Like, we need to get that one. We need to get that third fight. And if he beats him in the third fight, fair and square, and if he does, it would go to a decision if that's possible. If it's fair and square, Fury would more than likely, if Fury does win, it would be in a decision, not how this happened where there was no resistance. Then I'd give it to him. I said, what, he did his thing. He was able to avoid the right hand all night. But if Wilder's 100%, Fury's 100%, that's all we need, and it's fair. It doesn't even have to be fair. Let Fury in with the floppy gloves.
I'm wondering.
Eggshell out.
I just thought of a fight that happened 5 years ago. With Fury, with Klitschko.
Yeah.
And I thought Klitschko would beat him. I thought he would. I just wonder what would have happened in the rematch. That's on my mind a fair bit now. I'm like, what would have happened? Like, would we get the same result, or would we actually get Klitschko that through? And would we get a Klitschko that would initiate the clinches, get a Klitschko that would use his elbow and his forearm? Because that is really one of the guys that was good at that. He was very good at nullifying guys, framing them off, using those sort of, clinch tactics that were not completely clean. So I wonder what would have happened if he did that to Fury. Would that have bothered Fury? That's just the thing I thought of. I thought, like, Vlad was very strong. Strong guy up the top, very strong. And he was real good in that closed space, just clinching. He obviously couldn't fight on the inside, like, at all. We never saw that. But
why not Wilder, Snooker? Why not Wilder? He put Fury on the canvas twice. And the first time, he said he barely touched him, and he went down.
I mean, he ran from the rematch, the Klitschko rematch anyway, because when they were doing that Sky Sports roundtable the second time, Klitschko, he went through the shit, so he's mentally like more. Yeah. He's motivated.
If he was able to come out and guaranteed that fight with him, he'll take it, even at 60. If he was at 60 years old, he would. I swear to you, he would take that fight. He would take it for $1.
Vlad. Good old Vlad.
And I don't really like him too much, but he would take it for $1 because he feels like he can beat him. People don't want controversy around there. If there's controversy around the fight, it just messes everything up. It messes everything up, and people immediately want to see a rematch.
Yep.
Who can Fury fight other than AJ? What if he loses to AJ? Which I think he will. Because I promise you
can't fight him.
Got knocked out by Vlad with a body shot. Yes, I heard that. What about it, Century Snooker?
Well, one, that's not true, and two, if it were, what's that got to do with this?
Right. So yeah, exactly. Young Murder, man, he's gonna go. Fury's gonna go down again. He has a house on the canvas. He has a couple of rental properties on the canvas. You can't keep going down and going down and going down and going down and always expect to get back up.
He got way too much recovery in that first fight.
Maidana, I felt, was the same way too, but he was on his way to being, put out by somebody, right? These guys are just super lucky people, honestly. They're just guys who just live on the canvas part-time, but somehow they keep getting up. But there's going to be that day, that time, whatever it is, where they do go down and they won't be coming back up. Ivan Brandt the same way.
I feel like that first knockdown, the first time in the first Fury fight, I thought That's it.
Yep.
That
The
was the
second
time.
one. When I saw that second one, I thought he was out like a light. I was laughing about it because I was like, "Look, Wilder struggled all fight, and he landed that. He's gonna win here now."
God damn it! You
And
know,
then
I missed that fight live.
I was watching it on a shitty stream, so I was kind of the same way.
I missed it. I was watching the UFC because it was
What fight was it on that day? I might remember it.
No, it wasn't a paper. I was watching Usman Kamaru Usman the
Yeah,
current
Kamaru
welterweight.
Usman versus who? Not Colby Covington, right? That was a year later. It was Usman versus Woodley, or was that before that too, or versus Maya?
Dos Anjos.
Dos Anjos. Okay. All
Let
right.
me
Yeah,
just see
Dos
this.
Anjos just missed out on his fight versus Makachev. By the way, I think you saw that, right? Makachev pulled out. That another. I don't know why they dig up these guys from these Eastern Bloc countries. I know they're good wrestlers and everything, and some of them have a little bit of hand.
Just because Khabib is good doesn't
Yeah.
mean everyone else from the
They
Russians.
signed almost all of them, all his cousins and brothers.
But you know this new guy, this Kazmat Shemaev that they're trying.
Yeah, that guy, the one with the clef.
Yeah, he's like calling out Usman, and Usman's just like, just make sure you keep that same energy.
Yeah, he might be put down pretty soon too if he put.
He will.
Very well,
There's from what I've seen, he's for absolutely no one.
yeah, nobody.
He's gonna get fucking ironed out badly. Let me see this chat because we're going on a UFC chat.
Topic on the UFC.
Sorry about that, people.
No,
Parker, yeah, Parker. You know what? Like that's a weird situation. The Parker fight back in 2017.
Guess who sponsored
He
that fight, by the way?
picked Kojanu though. He picked Kojanu. He could have fought Brazil. He could have fought Wilder.
Guess who
picked
sponsored that fight, by the way? Or sponsored his fights in New Zealand? Burger King.
Yeah.
Ruiz.
So weird. He's fighting Junior Fa. Like, why is he saying Parker? It's not a good fight anymore. It was back then. Now it's just doesn't make sense at all.
Parker Ruiz.
Well, again.
I mean, if they want to do that, like they somewhere, I guess in some corner of the world, we're not going to be dying for it. Parker came to Alabama, saw Wilder, and then that happened 2017, right? Wilder called him out for the unification, and he decided to get more money with Joshua. I think is what happened there.
Easy. He thought it'd be the easier fight. Nope. It was the ref. It was in Cardiff, Wales. It was
Yeah, Coach Chris Wilder was talking about his options, and we're kind of just disappointed because I don't want to hear that kind of stuff. I just want to hear how he'll fight this fat fuck, Fury, because honestly, there's nobody out there other than that guy. I know Fury sucks ass, and he does. He's just annoying, but honestly, he stole his stuff. I don't like the WBC either, but he stole his and he needs to get that one back.
Big Baby, eh? I'm gonna make a video on that. The Big Baby sparring with Wilder. You see, that's another one. But you see, like, we don't even talk about Big Baby because that's like established, that whole thing.
Yeah, Big Baby has caused his own issues.
He's done.
Yeah.
So do we think that Fury's getting a fight on December 5th with Agit Cabello?
I don't know. I don't think we won't see it here in the States. I don't think we're interested. I see why you back Wilder, Tyrone. Yous are both deluded. Century Snooker. We'll get you right, man. Just relax. You can stop calling us names and things like that. We'll get you in the right space. We'll get you in the right mindset.
Agree, Coach Chris.
By the way, Century Snooker. And
what have you sent me here, dude?
Bud or Kel?
Please. Hold on a minute. What is this? Let me click on this. I couldn't talk about. Hold on a minute. What is this?
Yeah, Coach Chris. 330 a can't punch. Dever Teofimo.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're going about he put on weight so he punches harder. No.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Coach. First, they talk about, Fury came in so much bigger now. No, he literally came in 5 pounds bigger and had to put on a shirt. So he actually lost muscle and put on fat. From what I saw, he was more trim, if you can even use that word with Tyson Fury, in the first fight.
He couldn't even throw a right hand properly in that fight. I mean, please.
Who? Yeah. Wilder, yeah, couldn't. Yeah. Well, he definitely was definitely Coach Chris. Def or Tiafimo. Do you want to get into some of these other fights as well?
Yeah.
I am going with Kell Brook for the upset.
Sorry, that was just Instagram.
Yeah, I'm going with Kell Brook for the upset, I think. Personally.
That is a staring contest between Dev and Tio.
Yep, staring contest. That Teofimo might just add. He put on 16 pounds, not 5 pounds. So you're telling me, let's go to BoxRec then.
I mean, he outweighed Wilder more in the first fight anyway, so I don't. It's not an argument. That's the thing. Like, it's a rabbit hole. It's a dead end there. Like, Big Baby weighs more. You know what I'm saying? And like, he's punching Gerald Washington to bits, and he's not getting
256, yeah, 173. Okay, I stand corrected. Yep.
Cal's kind of focused. Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Put on 13 pounds, by the way, Century Snooker. So yeah, it's closer. Yeah, I stand corrected, Century Snooker. Right. Now give me some respect. Just come with it. Just be on our side just for a little bit, man. You'll like it better. We've got better water. We've got better food on this side. I mean, the air is just cleaner here. We can agree on some stuff. That's why I think I can bring Century Snooker into a good, open-minded individual. I can transform him into like an enlightened, transcended being. Right. So you butter Errol. Errol. Kell Brook for the upset versus Bud. Mixie looks in shape. If I'm wrong, then I'll put my hands up. I'll say it. What else did I say? Yeah, we said Dev and Teofimo staring contest. That Teofimo edges just because he throws a bit more punches.
Chris, he fought in late September.
Who?
No, I'm just addressing what Coach Chris said. He fought in late September with an eye injury.
Yeah.
He went into the WWE.
Yeah.
And the fight was in Feb and was announced in January. So now that's another thing on my mind.
Yep. Young Merv the Cup, man, definitely. Yeah, Errol. I think Errol stops, but he's Black Fight Fan came out. I mean, he was saying some good stuff the other day about I think it was yesterday, I think, about people forget about Crawford's age. And he definitely got dropped in that fight. And he has been getting hit more and more each fight. And I think if he gets hit with something like Spence, I think Spencer would just be too much for him. It's hard to come from 135 and all of a sudden, he's not Sugar Ray Leonard. And those other guys were a bit smaller. Thing is, Errol Spence has this build, right? When people say other people are big, it's not because of their height or their weight. It's more about their build, their bone structure, right? How wide they are, how broad their shoulders are, those things. And that, if you put on the weight the right way, could be, really useful. That's what contributes to being big. I mean, if he gets caught, he'll come back. Yeah, but he was with the W. Yep. Yeah, he's definitely using stuff. That's why he ran out. What was it? Who was it? The British board. Somebody came in for a drug test like a couple years back, and Fury closed the door on them.
Yeah, you're right about Errol's size. He's huge for there.
Yeah, he's not that tall. he looks taller than he is because he's only like 5'9" or 5'9.5". But to that how broad he is, right? It's the size, his bone structure that makes him bigger. Right. It makes a lot of other fighters. Tommy Hearns was kind of that lanky type. Right. So Spence is just looks bigger than he is. He can put on. Spence could be my weight and not look like he has any fat at all. Right. He could be 185. And
he looks half asleep in the ring.
He looks what?
He looks half asleep in the ring sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Errol was built like a middleweight. Yep. It was the fact that he's Jamaican too. I don't mean to point out Jamaicans, but I mean those guys are usually cut up. When they get in shape, they're usually really cut up, and then they'll have some size on them. And the guy, I agree with you, Coach Chris. I'm with you on that one, man.
Yeah, I saw your interview. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want excuses from Terrence for that one.
And the fact that he's almost done with his contract. Bob Arum has already talked with like barbershop conversations, other people saying that they think, he should go to PBC. Right. I think Terrence Crawford is on his way out of Top Rank.
Yeah.
It wasn't 22 pounds of muscle, because if you looked at it, Century Snooker, he looked fatter. He wasn't as cut as he usually is. Am I right, Watcher?
Yeah.
He looked like he put on maybe quality weight, but definitely not 22 pounds of muscle. Maybe, 5 or 6 pounds of, not even, you can't even put that much in during that time. Maybe 3 or 4 pounds, and the other was just quality weight.
He looks so much bigger in that fight.
Yeah, it was a mix of fat, water, and muscle.
When it's fight night, before fight night, you sleep on it, and then, you get up and you got all that adrenaline going through you in the lead up to the fight. So your body, it's going to change a little. But yeah, I mean, it just, his back looked huge.
Yeah. It could be. He's usually not at that weight. And Michael talking about this after the Ortiz fight, he said, could it be the turnaround? Could it be that quick turnaround that caused some of the issues? Also, I'm surprised I didn't hear from Wilder. Didn't Wilder say something about his leg in camp? Right, in the interview?
I didn't hear that.
Well, he said immediately post-fight, he said, I wrecked my leg in camp.
I thought he said during the fight he wrecked it. Now I remember. I thought he said during it.
No, he said post-fight, I think, that in camp he had wrecked his leg.
I'm going to have to look back at it.
Yeah, definitely water, fat, and muscle. That was that 22 pounds.
I'm going to wrap it up in 20 minutes. So
Okay.
just because I got to head off to the gym to train the people. But I think them down gloves and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, to just conclude this topic, I just don't like where it's going, man. I don't like it.
Yeah, because
I don't like it. I don't feel good about it.
I don't want to go down this road about people's resume, right? It's same thing with AJ, right? His resume isn't amazing either because there wasn't much in this division. So when the big fights do happen, we need them finished conclusively without controversy, because that's how we know if somebody's the best for the division or best in the division.
All right, let's move on to Devin Haney.
Yeah, I was not impressed by Devin Haney whatsoever. I don't understand why people are high on him. I have no idea. I think he's talented a little bit, but he's hit his ceiling. People say he gets his man strength. I mean, me and him are the same age. When will I get my man strength? My man strength. I mean, it's like there comes a time like where it's just he needs to step up and fight somebody as well. Because before the fight, they said that they were gonna, he was gonna be the he was going to destroy Gamboa. But now
thought
it's
he would
all
too.
of a sudden, well, I took no punishment. Gamboa didn't look in shape at all. Well, I mean, not heavyweight shape, of course, not fat hanging off of him, but he definitely looks. I mean, you obviously can't train if you're literally rehabbing your an ACL tear. No, it was no Achilles tear. Sorry, Achilles tear for 8 months. Like no, you're not going to be the same after a year from an Achilles tear. There's no chance. And then train on top of that, no way.
I've just heard people praising this performance, and look, people got different perspectives. I respect their opinion. Like Stormy thought it was one of the best performances. Boxing Conversations with Reggie Owen said it was a great performance.
I don't agree.
He was looking for one big shot.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, he's not even a big puncher like that. I tell you about that Moran fight that he had on DAZN. I literally saw the punch because he was dragging it from his from his heel. Everything he had in that punch. I closed my eyes and I said, "This is over," because you could literally see that big shot, and that's on his highlights too. That big shot against a guy who just sat right there for it. He opened up. He said, "Here you go. If you can't knock
left hand down,
you're a bum."
no defense. Tank's performance against Gamboa wasn't brilliant. I will say that, but
at least
Tank did it in a very destructive manner throughout the course of almost a full 12 rounds.
Right, and he wasn't in shape for that fight either. Tank wasn't even in shape for that fight. You see it on him.
He got hit less as well.
Yeah.
And he made sure the job was done. He made sure.
We should call them Gen Z fighters.
Oh, I know, right?
I'm going to start this. We're going to call these guys the Haney, the Ryan Garcias, the Teofimo Lopez, Gen Z fighters. People in my age group who do a lot of talking. They might have some results like, what's his name? Lopez. But they're not what, people make them out to be. Gen Z fighters.
I honestly just think that Tank is the man there. I'm telling you.
Devin won't be able to do anything with Tank. And Teofimo Lopez, the moment he gets hit with one big shot, he'll go down. I mean, when I spar, I know what's his name. It was a while back. He was 15 and Tank was 18 or whatever. So it was a couple years back. This amount back. Not 15. I think he was 17 and Tank was like 20 something. So it was like 5 or 6 years ago. But Teofimo Lopez couldn't do anything then. He won't do anything now with him. None of these guys, they're just going to they're not strong enough. And they're not good enough to beat Tank.
I think Devin is a bit intimidated by Tank. I feel like he's oh, sorry, I didn't mean to click this.
Very right, though.
Sorry, I'm just scrolling up. I accidentally clicked, but Haney was on his Instagram going on about his money and this and that.
Teofimo Lopez is a crier, man. He is a crier.
Tio, I mean, they're all fucking cries, but those two are the biggest cries in the division, man. They cry too much. Tank's
Ryan
just like
crier too.
Who?
Ryan Garcia cries too.
Yeah, they all cry. Like, at least Devin shuts up and Javonta, at least he shuts up and he's like, you can't talk to me about money. You can't do this to me. Because you can't fucking do anything with Tank. Really, there is no one there that is going to give him many problems except Burchell at the other division.
Miguel Burchell is the real deal at 130. I think he is real, man. When I saw him fight Takashi Miura and Francisco Vargas, that said enough for me. Now, granted, Takashi Miura is, one trick pony without left hand. Francisco Vargas was, these guys are serious. Those two, and Burchell took care of them. Burchell was big, strong, he's fast. People don't talk about him too much because he's with Top Rank. because of the opponents he's fought with Top Rank. A Francisco Vargas rematch, which was good, but Vargas, I think, was out of boxing by then. And then the other guys from Mexico who I don't even know their names.
You watch. If you talk about Devin Haney on Loz D Punch at TV, they're gonna come for your next man because
I'm gonna
love Devin there.
Well, I was convinced, not totally. I still believe Dubois is a good fighter, but he woke me up to some of his flaws, right? So I'm trying to get him to wake up to Devin Haney because Devin Haney is not all that, man. They like what he says, but I don't think people actually sit down and see what he does in the ring. It's all good and well saying you want to fight the best guys. That's fine. A lot of people want to fight the best guys. But I'd rather somebody do it than say it.
It's not good. That triangle with Loma, Devin, and Tio, not a triangle you want to be in. Exactly. Loma, Haney. Loma was beaten by someone who he perceived to be the easier fight.
Yep.
Teofimo is not showing the energy that he wants to show with fighting Haney. And Haney is just... I don't know, man. I don't know. He's just not giving me that vibe that he really wants it. Because he wanted to fight Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
Garcia holds nothing, man.
Yep.
He holds nothing.
Give me 1 second. I'll be back in like less than a minute going to the bathroom.
All right. Man, can we maybe not argue as much in the chat? I appreciate the people coming down today. It's just good to see that we have people that are engaging in this sport. Okay, that's not right. Jesus. Let me just see this for a minute. Hold on a sec. I'll just mute myself.
All right, I'm back.
Just give me 1 sec.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say this. All right. Excellent. Hopefully with everything hopefully we get some good fights made again. A lot of stuff has been thrown in the works, like White Pavek, and that's postponed. I was looking forward to that.
Yep.
Excuse me. You got AJ Pulev. I'll be looking forward to that. I know it's not the most exciting fight, but I guess when Anthony fights, it's
You want to see Akoli versus Glowacki?
Yeah, I want to see that too. I've been waiting for that forever.
Only problem with Glowacki is his chin, man.
No, I think Lawrence is going to beat him.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
He might struggle. He'll struggle early on, and then he'll catch him in the mid rounds, I reckon.
Yeah. Then he's going to win the WBO title.
Yeah, I mean, look, man. We can say all the stuff about disregarding certain belts, but at least that's an achievement. You become a world champion.
He didn't fight a stiff.
Yeah,
and him, Glowacki, and Gabu. Those guys aren't knockovers. So
yeah, he's built a good resume for himself.
Down
Dubois and Joyce, I can't freaking wait for that fight. Oh, man.
I forget about it sometimes because it's been pushed back 4 or 5 times now.
Yeah, if Daniel wins, Loz is gonna crack the shits. I reckon he will. He'll go. Yeah. Well done to Daniel Dubois, but fucking hell, he'll fucking just. Oh man. But if Daniel loses, he's gonna go in. He's gonna go in, I reckon.
Yeah. Who's gonna have his Heineken?
Oh yeah. And then Mike's gonna be like, Well, let me say this.
Yeah. Well, me and my Mike, we're picking Dubois. So we're hoping that Dubois gets the job done, but I think he's gonna try to go to the body. That's what it's telling me, man.
Yeah. No, he has to. I favor the look. I'm picking. It's for me 50-50. I feel like if Dubois goes to the body, and doesn't get caught with silly punches, he'll win. But if Joyce, because it's a clear victory, it's easier for Daniel to win this fight than Joe, because Joe's gonna put a hellacious pace on, and if Daniel copes with it, he'll win. He'll just pin him. He'll just counter him with the right. He'll just meet him in the middle because he's the more accurate puncher.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what else we got? Spence Garcia, Brooke Crawford.
I'm going with Kell Brook for the upset. I'm taking that chance. It could be a thing where Crawford is too fast for Brook.
Yeah. Yeah, if he moves his feet a lot. Hand speed as well. But yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be other fights. Campbell Garcia, I don't care about that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do hope though that what's his name is able to Luke Campbell can garner some confidence.
I don't understand. Dude,
I feel Luke Campbell sometimes just scared of American fighters or just international fighters.
When you are a fighter, you cannot have hesitation. When you hesitate, you're done. Just fight. Just do it. Right? Be methodical, but just do it. You can't have that mentality, dude. You're like over 30 now. Just get with it, man. Get with it. And Parkour, dude, he was offered 50. Come on, let's not even have this argument.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna finish the show now. I do wish we could go for longer, but if tomorrow you want to hop on or throughout the week, do let me know if you want to discuss a certain topic. I'm easy to reach on the WhatsApp, obviously, but just a little disappointing today, and just a bit like just it does my head in. But we'll see what happens. I'm just going off what Mike said, man. What Mike said.
Yeah.
Mike in the bar talking like that. All right. Yeah, cool, man. Shout out to everyone in the chat.
Yeah, Chris, Parker Master, Young Merv Cutman, even Baby Ting, even Century Snooker.
Yeah, I appreciate them today a little bit for at least, agreeing with certain bits.
Yeah, with certain things. Yeah. Who else am I missing here? Who else came on here? Mr. Shelton came on here too. Yeah, man. Everybody who came on today. So, yeah, man.
Yep. All right. With that, I'm going to be out. Everyone, please take care. We'll be back with another one. I'm out. Peace.
Peace out.